silenced, the matriarch bound. When I painted Silenced, I did not want beauty. I wanted the moment where beauty collapses under its own performance. Her corset doesn't fit. It squeezes her to the point of distortion, the fabric straining, her body pressing outward as if to remind the viewer that flesh is not an ornament. The breasts don't sit neatly inside their intended boundaries. They revolt. Even the brush strokes rebel. Thick, tactile, restless, the gel medium turning the corset into a kind of armor, or perhaps a wound. Her face is something else entirely. The original photograph offered a passive eroticism, but I reimagined it. Yes, instead, I gave her the eyes of a matriarch, a woman who knows she is being looked at and understands that her submission is being staged for someone else's desire. The muzzle, cold and medieval, transforms her into both saint and prisoner. It's no longer only bondage. It's consecration. There's a paradox there that I couldn't ignore. The body restrained becomes the symbol of endurance, and endurance becomes the only form of freedom left. From where I stood, as someone forced into the gaze's machinery, as someone who had lived the currency of objectification, this wasn't fantasy. It was survival painted over seduction. The woman's restraint mirrored my own. The performer who must play along, the worker who must endure performance as identity. She looks submissive, yes, but only because she's learned that to resist openly is to disappear. Her silence isn't compliant. Its protest smothered in rusted iron, velvet, and leather. 10 years earlier I had painted Catherine. That first woman, clean, unscarred, radiant beneath the soft chiaroscuro of youthful admiration. She was the fantasy I still believed in then. But Silenced came after everything had been stripped bare. It is the echo of Catherine through the gagged voice of lived experience. Ooh, a beauty disassembled, examined, and reclaimed. What I learned between them was not how to paint better, but how to see cruelty hidden in polish. And so, though she is trapped, she is also queen. Her suffering carries the dignity of choice, a kind of martyrdom that extends beyond herself. She suffers not for the pleasure of men, but for the witness of other women, for those who, like her, have been told that pain is their natural language. She is matriarchal, not because she rules, but because she endures the unbearable so her daughters might not have to. That's why I submitted her for my university entrance. It wasn't provocation, it was declaration. A decade after Catherine, I returned to the same archetype, now inverted. The captive muse turned prophet. The silenced body, now the one speaking through paint. Silenced was my manifesto in grayscale, a confession and an indictment, an offering and a rebellion. I painted her for every version of myself that had ever been looked at but not seen. I feel like renaming her the Golden Muzzle and adding some gold leaf ...